Been sorting wood, now we're back on water. It's a nice little thing to have, packs away really small. I'm trying to put water straight into my drinking bottle, but I've only got one drinking bottle. But this gives me some extra capacity. So this water is a little bit warm still, but it would be nice to have a wash in there actually. God forbid we need a wash out here. Great thing about this pot is it's got a couple of handles and you can use it like a cup. There we go. How much is that? 1.2 litres. Now we've got that in there. I'm going back to get some more. I'm just back from doing the water. With the filming we've only been 15 minutes and already the fire is nearly burnt out. I mentioned earlier that this was hardwood. What it is oak. And oak, when it burns, it gives off a lot of heat, but it's not the best material to try and start and make a fire with, which is why, if I need to make one tomorrow, I need to find myself some silver birch somewhere. Doing one of these every now and then when I've got the energy. The ideal thing for out in the wilderness like this, I say wilderness, we're only in Scotland, is a bow saw. You can get a collapsible bow saw and it'll go through this like a knife through butter. Unfortunately, all I've got is this tool and it's excellent for smaller stuff, but quite hard work doing big stuff like this. Another way that you can sterilise water is just with a plastic bottle and stick it in the fire or hang it above the fire like I've done there, whatever. Now I know you're thinking to yourself, if it puts that in the fire it's going to melt. Well, hopefully it won't, and if it doesn't, I'm going to credit this trick to a course I went on with a company called True Ways. They're called True Ways Survival because they teach you the sensible way to do things. There's no gung-ho stuff, wrestling pigs to the ground and getting them on the spit roast. It's the sensible things that you would need in a survival situation. And this was one of them. So let's pop it in the fire and see what happens. Now I've got to take the lid off that before somebody points out that if it's going to boil, it's going to explode. Okay, try again. Now this is either going to work or I'm going to look very stupid. If it's the stupid, then I blame True Ways. Now if you're thinking where did the bottle come from, well, I actually brought that with me. I did have some juice in it in the car. But amazingly, there is plastic everywhere. You've seen it washed up on desert islands on the TV. Even up here where I don't think anybody's set foot for God knows how long, I found this on my walk down for the water. So generally speaking, if you want a plastic bottle to sterilise some water in, you can usually find one somewhere. This is more junk for me to carry out of the wood when I leave. You can tell I'm not impressed. Okay, we'll give that a while and we'll come back to it when it's boiling. Fingers crossed. Imagine if I was lost out here and I was waiting for somebody to come and find me and rescue me. How could I help myself? Let's go back to that acronym that I use sometimes. Plan, protection, location, acquisition, navigation. Well, obviously the navigation's gone all to cock because I'm lost. So let's go back to location. There's lots of things you can do to attract attention to yourself or to make it easier for the emergency services to find you. There's different things for different terrain, deserts, jungles. We're in a forest environment here. What can I do to make myself more easily visible? Let me show you. So what did we see there? Not a lot. Clarky's probably gone to sleep, or he succumbed to exhaustion, which he nearly did yesterday. Or he could be suffering from hypothermia and unresponsive. Either way, he's not up there waving his arms about shouting, "Come and get me." So let's see what we can do to make that a little bit easier. Now what did you see that time? Well, you might not have seen Clarky very well, but before he succumbed to whatever it was, probably had too much to drink actually in his case, he hung out some markers that would make it easier for emergency services to spot him. Now in this case we hung them lower just for the demonstration, but you'd hang them up as high as you could. And what we had there was, we had an orange trowel, we had a silver mess tin, and they're great because if the sun's shining, as they swivel they reflect sunlight out off them, and an helicopter can pick that up flying overhead. The little cup, I could have bought that in khaki green, but I deliberately bought it in yellow with this scenario in mind. And shopping bag, it's an empty one from Sainsbury's. Their colour's the best for this type of thing. Get them while you can, because it's very hard to find an empty shopping bag at the moment. You know, virus and all that about. Anyway, that's all you need to do to attract attention to yourself to start with, and it's going to help you get out of a nasty situation. Well, you just missed that. I was just going to pick the bottle off and it fell over, but as you can see the water's bubbling. It's boiling away quite nicely there. We'll leave it for a minute or two and then we'll give it a taste when it's cooled down. Here we are, ready for the tasting. Looks pretty grotty when you look at the outside. Fortunately, what's inside is clean, or should be clean. Let's just pour a little bit out into my hand. Oh, completely clear. Now we're going to test it. That tastes so pure. I'm spending a fortune on filters to filter out the taste of the chemicals in my water at home. And I can get it out of a hole in the ground down there that every man, dog and his flipping reindeer have been through. And with a bit of boiling it tastes better than the stuff that comes out my tap at home. If it didn't taste quite right, what I sometimes do, if I want a little bit of flavour, is I get this. What this is, it says 1 squeeze orange and pineapple. Well, I don't think we want 1 squeeze in there because this is to do about half a pint. But we'll just give it a go. Ooh. Okay, some sort of directional problem there. Let's try it like that. Ooh. You can tell it made me jump. Right, we've got half of it in the bottle and half of it down my trousers. Not to worry, let's give it a go. Now that is really nice. I guess you wouldn't pay for it in the pub, well you might, but out here, when I've been drinking water for 36 hours, this is really nice. In fact, I was going to take a mouthful out there and throw it away, but I think I'm going to finish it. There you go. Water sterilisation.